Education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs only to the people who prepare it for it today. Malcolm X said these words long ago. He made an emphasis on how education grants us a path to enter the future, which means that education prepares us for what will happen in the future. The problem in education these days is that it's not preparing us to become agents of change in the future, but instead it trains us to become corporate slaves that are prepared to follow instructions and slave away our lives until death. Hence why we are proud to propose 3 points I've set up to crystallize my debate today. 1. How do we define this motion? Progressive education refers to types of education that accommodates and teaches students important skills that are needed these days. For example, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, and etc. Traditional education refers to education that uses old-fashioned methods that were implemented 100 years ago, probably 200 years ago, such as massive piles of homeworks, lectures, exams, etc. The ones that you will normally find in most schools these days. Now, second point of setup, how will this work? A, we will make policies that will make schools implement more progressive methods in educating their students. For example, more projects, an exploration session, less lecture hours, less traditional tasks such as tests, homeworks, and traditional exams, more research-based learning, and hands-on activities. And we hope by implementing our mechanism, we can educate students with more progressive methods, which will help them unleash their potentials and develop their talents, which I will explain in my argument later. And also, what is our burden of proof in today's debate? Under government side, which is my side, we are here to prove to you that the implementation of progressive education will massively benefit students and teachers in state school, and that implementing our side of the motion will create better, better workforces, human resources, and will benefit us in the future. And that on opposition side, they have to prove to you that the implementation of progressive education does more harm than good to students and teachers, and that traditional teaching methods still work to this day. Now, arguments. 2 points of arguments into this debate. 1. Traditional education doesn't work in an era where creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, resourcefulness, and soft skills are critical in today's industry. A. What are traditional education methods? They're normally like lectures, homeworks, boring tasks, memorization, exams, the thing you would normally find in schools these days, especially in etc. They're normally boring. They don't teach students any important skills, and they only emphasize on the memorization of materials that won't even be important in the future. And it's also 100% searchable on Google, so why would you need to remember information that you can search up on Google and not just learn any other skills that will help you in the future, right? If the materials are searchable, why teach them that? What else they're going to learn? They're not going to learn anything. No skills are taught. No skills such as critical thinking, project making, project-based learning, and etc. Creativity, soft skills, development of soft skills, and etc. will be developed in the education environment. Now, in today's era, we have to characterize today's era. So why traditional methods won't work on today's era? So today's era, we need to compete with AI where they can provide accurate information. So like us being able to give accurate information when we work is not something that's going to be important, because you can search it up on AI, you can search it up on ChatGPT, you can search it up on Perplexity, AI, Gemini, you can search it up on Google, in fact. And then creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and resourcefulness and soft skills are highly sought by most industries. Because why? They need a group of people who can actually innovate, who can bring new changes and innovations in the industry so that they can gain more profit and more influence, and also possibly help society develop, help society become a better place for everyone, with better products, with better services, and etc., and even with better infrastructures in the future. Now, second point of argument today, by having schools who uses progressive education methods, we hope that we can help students max out their potentials, develop critical skills that are needed in order to innovate and bring changes and development to the industry and to their country, and it will also highly benefit their students and teachers. A. Why progressive education method works better on students and teachers? Because 1. Students are free to express their minds and talents through project-based learning, which not only helps them develop their talent and critical thinking skills, but also helps them understand the materials taught, which will help them implement the materials better in daily life, or at least give them some info on how things work, so they're not so clueless, or in life, or like in Indonesian you call them plonga-plonga or something. And the students won't be so pressured on memorizing and scoring so well on the exam, and because they're more relaxed on projects, it allows their mind to think better, guys. Because like if you're relaxed, you can think better, you can think clearly, and you can so that when you can think clearly, you can score better, you can have a better performance when relaxed compared to stress. So like they can do, when you're stressed out, you can do a major mess up, right? Which means if you're relaxed and if you can think, you have better scores overall. And also students will learn skills they will not normally be able to learn with traditional education methods such as poster or presentation making, presentation skills, public speaking, and etc. Because normally at the end of projects, students are required to present it either in front of the public or in front of their peers and teachers. And also our teachers, they don't have to be so many boring lectures, which could be taxing and tiring. And teachers have also more fun preparing projects for the students, which can also help teachers develop creativity and unleash their potential in making activities fun and engaging for students. And also teachers are also less pressured into being the source of information for all students, where they need to memorize all information so that teachers can explain it to their students. And also, how will progressive methods be beneficial for the future? How will it benefit and impact the students? How will it help develop our country? Because look, if you have students who are creative, if you have students who are able to innovate something, when in the future, when they grow up, after they graduate from college and etc., they can build their own business. They can create projects. They can create new innovations, technology, invent something new, just so that our infrastructure in the country can develop. And if these young people are the agents of change in the future, now with their mind, with their brains, with their creativity, we need them to create something that's new so that the country can develop. And now if they can create something new so that the country can develop, if they can actually help us improve our infrastructure, that means we will have students who are actually, we will have a better country where everyone can live happily, where everything is probably in our economy, everything in education, in politics, in infrastructure, and etc. We're also developed, and everyone can live a comfortable and normal life compared to how it was before, or right now it's status quo, especially in Indonesia, And then also with these student contribution, we can also teach future generations that they can become inspiration for future generations that will be the future of our country, to become better, to help develop our country, and etc. So technically, by using progressive methods of teaching, we can not only help make the education industry better, but we also can create better students, better human resources that will also innovate and create new things that will make our country way better in the future. And that's why it benefits all sides in this motion. And then also, moving on to my preemptive, one point preemptive to actually conclude today's debate, that opposition might come into this debate saying that project-based learning will greatly put students who are more academically talented, for example in memorizing, or they're less creative, or like they're not really talented in those soft skills or project-based stuff, at a disadvantage. Now this won't happen. This won't happen, because we need to characterize what projects normally are in the learning world. So projects are normally done in groups of 2 or more people. Now within this group, there are a bunch of students with different talents, with different abilities. Now the point of putting together students in the groups is so that each of them can fill in each other's imperfections. So these students who are normally more academically talented and excel well in traditional education compared to progressive ones can still thrive, because they can do information collecting and go out and run errands, while the other ones who have soft skills can use this information and resources to collect it in order to piece out the project. And even if this does happen, it already has been explained before that they won't be placed at a complete disadvantage, and they will still somehow learn a thing or two, because they're going to have to observe their friends for doing soft skills, like for example drawing or crafting. And that's why we're so proud to propose. Thank you.